Hey everybody, we are here with Karen Schoen. She is a radio host. She's in the leadership team of Freedom Speaks, and she helped put on the conference that we're at right now, the Back to the Future conference. Karen, I know you've been really passionate about what's going on in Florida's government schools. Give us a tip of the iceberg view. What is happening in Florida's government schools?
Well, even though our wonderful governor has said that in his statement that critical race theory will not be taught in Florida, critical race theory is creeping back into Florida using a variety of warm, fuzzy words like civics or service learning or action civics. And all of these are leading our children to become activists and to go out and protest our government. And what will happen at the end of their lessons and the end of their school career is that they will wind up hating God, they will wind up hating their family, and they will wind up hating our country. And this is something that most people have to look for. We've got to look for those words. We've got to become educated on what those words mean, because most of the time the children even don't have any idea. And when they talk about socialism, Alex, they say, oh, is that a social network I should belong to? So they have no clue as to what is happening, and yet the underpinnings are leading them into the socialist ideology.
Yeah, and I know you've been really active in helping to review the textbooks that are being used in Florida's schools. Tell us about some of the pornographic and really inappropriate material that they have in there.
Instead of using and teaching sex as part of biology and hygiene, which it should be taught as, the children are learning about sex as though it is a regular class. And they're learning how to have sex, positions of sex, types of sex. And this is something that is inappropriate, especially when our literature is being replaced by pop culture, which is open to any child. Any child can walk into a media center and find pornographic material. Alex, if you were seen showing a child this type of material on the street, you would be arrested for pornography. And yet it's being done in our schools. Shame on us for allowing this to happen.
Yeah, it's amazing that they've put all these exemptions into our obscenity laws for the public school system. Karen, last question for you. What do people do about this? What do you recommend that a parent do? What do you recommend that activists, taxpayers, citizens do? And where can people find more information on your efforts? I know you've got a wonderful radio program and you're involved in a lot of groups. Tell us what to do and how to find you.
Well, one of the things that we are advocating is running for school board, getting involved, exposing, learning what's in your school, being an activist, and reviewing the textbooks. And when your school district gives you the child's edition, demand the teacher's curricula, because it's the teachers that are giving the message. And all too often the teachers have absolutely no idea what they're doing. My radio show is the Prism of America's Education, and that can be heard on the America Out Loud network every Saturday and Sunday at 1 o'clock. I'm involved with the Florida Citizens Alliance, wonderful websites and information, especially about homeschooling. Save Our Schools Foundation, Save Florida Schools Foundation is a foundation that we have just started. We are actively looking for people who are interested in becoming candidates. It's time right now that we get involved. We must get involved. And Freedom Speaks is the wonderful group that put on this event today. This is the time for action. As I always say, being a teacher, having knowledge and not using it is like having nothing.
Very good. Karen, thank you so much for what you do. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Alex. It's a pleasure, as always.